The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody back to another, I always want to say KevCam night class, but SolidCAM live class here. Hopefully nobody has seen my ugly face through the webcam today. Sorry for those of you guys that did get to see that. Like Brad said, a face that only a mother could love. But all right, so we'll carry on through today, and I do see a couple people hopping in here as well, so just give it a little time here. But what I would like to cover for you guys today is basically how different ways to set up your configuration of SolidCAM. So you guys can utilize SolidCAM to your full advantage and how you would like to see stuff set up in there. So what I'm going to first show you guys is the CAM tree view. Now, I know, like Brad, this might be a little bit review for you, but this is something that is very helpful and completely up to you guys on how you want to see it. So first thing what you guys can do is right click on operations, and we can go right down to CAM tree view. So in here is where I really like to show my machining time. So by turning on the machining time, it's going to give me a cycle time of that operation that you are currently working on. So it's kind of a quick glance where you can kind of take a quick peek and see, you know, what operations are eating up a lot of your cycle time in there. So you guys can set this up for machining and drilling as well. And these times are all based off of your VMID file. Kind of what we talked about with the, if I go to working style and the time factor, or where is the time factor here? We just went over this a couple sessions ago. For some reason, I am not seeing the time factor. Oh, timing. So right here, the time factor. And we kind of went over this with everyone last week on there, but those times are calculated based off your post. So like I said, in here, it's kind of nice just to take that quick glance over and see exactly, you know, how long something is taking versus having to go in and simulate that time. So it's one nice thing that's in there. Also in the CAM tree view, if we go in there, we can set it up to show by tools. So instead of doing by operations, we can show tools with tool images, so we can see everything will be grouped together now based off of the tool specification. So I know I only have one tool in here right now, but let's go ahead and just add a quick machining. Oh, I don't have my database set up. Add a pocket here. Sorry guys, 1 second here. Looks like my SolidCAM license timed out on me. Exit here and go right back and hop right back in there. All right. So we'll go to CAM tree view, show tool image, and we'll go ahead and just do a pocket. Click on that face there. And we'll just create a new tool. So now I have a new tool in there with a tool path. So now you can see it kind of groups everything together based off of the tool that we're using. So this is another helpful feature is, let's say, you know, you guys are going through and you have a fairly large part or a lot of operations in here. Instead of trying to group all your tool ones together that way, this is a little bit easier way to go about it. And now we can see the actual tool that's there. So I can group, maybe I want to group all my face mills together. I want to group all my end mills together. This is a good spot to go in there and do that as well. So along the lines with the CAM tree view, you can hide or show either one of those. So if I don't want to see the tool images, I can turn that off. We could do show positioning. So now it's going to label and group everything that's Mac 1, Mac 2. For this particular one, we only have one Mac, so we're not going to see any difference there. Let's go back to CAM tree view. Like I said, you have a lot of different options in here to really customize how this is done. Now, kind of along that lines of customizing your how your operations look over here, you guys can fully customize your SolidWorks tabs as well. So what I mean by that is you can actually have shortcut tabs set up over on the left side, the bottom side, the right side of your screen. And let me just unpin this, and you can have them show up over here. So how we go about that, and this is kind of, you know, it's all personal preference at this point, but if we wanted to add stuff in here, we could go to customize. And let's say we are looking for commands and SolidCAM 2D, maybe something that I'm always using, that I'm, you know, constantly juggling through my ribbon over here. I can add a face mill to any one of my toolbars up here. So if I'm under my sketch bar right here and I wanted to add a face mill, I can just click and drag that up, and now I have a SolidCAM feature inside of my sketch tab right here. So you guys can customize these tabs however you would like, as well as having the shortcuts. If we go to, you know, SolidCAM right here, and nope, that just goes up there. I need to go to SolidCAM here. And what this will do is it added up on the top, but I can move this around to, if I want to dock it over on the left side, or if I want to dock it, I can't dock it on my right side because I got another monitor over here. But you can dock it to whatever side that you would like. So if this is something that you're commonly using, and maybe we want to add our 2D as well, I can turn that on. And instead of being up on the top, I can drag that over here as well. So this is, like I said, more or less to make your programming a little bit easier and more customized to you as well. So now if I'm coming in here and I want to do a face mill, I don't have to juggle through the ribbon up here, or I don't have to right click, do the add milling over here. I can just click on the face mill icon right there and it will automatically pull up for you. So that's another thing to go about. And I try to keep mine as default as possible, and that's just so when you guys are viewing my screen when we're doing the night class or the SolidCAM live, you know, it's, well, how'd you get to that point? And then the confusion starts. So like I said, take these and customize them however you would like, and do it that way. So that's another one I wanted to show you. Let me drag these off real quick, and I'll just kill these. And you can do this with any of the SolidCAM features. So basically, just right click to customize, and you want to right click on the ribbon up here, and you can scroll down to the SolidCAM ones, and this is going to be the entire bar. So anything that is on this tab right here is going to be the same as the SolidCAM tab right here. Now, like I said, if you're just looking for just specific, like we did with the face mill one, to customize that one, you can just go right to the commands and come down to the SolidCAM, and you can click and drag these out and create your own custom command that way. So does that make sense for everyone? Yes, no? Jake, come on. Work with me here. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Scott. Okay, so that's another one I want to show you guys. Now, one thing that I do like to show everyone is the simulation inside SolidCAM, and not so much what the all the different simulations in there. But you guys will see, I only have 3 different simulation modes in here. These are the 3 that I use the absolute most. Is MachineSim, HostCAD, and SolidVerify. The other ones, to me, they're not useless. They're just not ones that I use commonly. Well, how can I get that set up so we are not going through and fumbling? And like I said, less information on here is a little bit easier for you. So if I want to get rid of the 2D, the fast verify, there's a whole slew of them in there. To get to that point, if you guys open up your SolidCAM settings, and we go down to toolpath simulation and come over to the simulation modes, you'll see that I have completely turned off the 2D, the 3D, the quick verify, and the rest material. So if these are ones that you are not using, like myself, I don't use these often at all, the ones that are unchecked, I can really simplify it and make it easier. So for those of you guys that aren't running MachineSim, I can turn that off. And now if I come to my operations and simulate, I just have 2 to choose from, okay? All right, I got some questions here. Oh, okay, we'll keep that one on the down low, Brad. Adding the beta simulator to this window was a question that just came up. Yes, once they are done adding all the features in there, the beta simulator will be in here and it will not be called the beta simulator anymore for everyone. So that is that will be coming very soon. I would assume it's going to be here in the SolidCAM 2020 timeframe, but I just don't know an exact time frame there. Okay. Now, along that same lines is some of you do not like when I do a save and calculate. So let's go ahead and just, I didn't change anything here, but once I save and calculate, it automatically turns on my toolpath. Some of you guys love it, some of you guys hate it. It gets to be a lot if you're doing calculating everything. So I'm gonna show you 2 different things here. I'm gonna show you how to turn that off as well as how to do a quick turn off of all your toolpath that's in there. So let's just turn all these on right now. And let's say you have that on and we have a whole slew of operations down here that all these got turned on just because I did a calculate all. Instead of having to go through and individually check mark these, you guys can come over here and uncheck the operations and that will turn off all your toolpath. So a little shortcut there. Now, if you don't like seeing that in there, we can go to our SolidCAM settings here. And we can go to the, just gotta find it here, the toolpath simulation and the simulation modes. So this right here, the second section, if I'm doing a calculation on anything, I'm telling it that I would like to see the toolpath produced on there. Now, if you guys don't want to see that on there, you can uncheck all these, and none of these, after you save and calculate or calculate an operation, none of those will show in there for you, okay? As well as in here, it's grayed out currently because I have a project open, but right here is one where it's always going to remember the last simulation mode that I was on. Now this does or can come back and hurt you just a little bit. So if I'm playing through a MachineSim and I played everything through and then I notice that, well, I need to make a change to this operation and I just want to simulate it through in SolidVerify real quick, or just maybe HostCAD real quick, what's going to happen is as soon as I click SolidVerify, it's going to remember the last one I used, which is the MachineSim, and it's going to have to load up that entire MachineSim before you can switch over to the HostCAD. So take a look in there too if, to really customize these the way that you would like to see it in there. Okay. So and that's just under toolpath simulation and simulation modes. So right there. Any questions on that one? Okay. That went way quicker than I was thinking it was going to go. There was one other thing I wanted to show you guys here. Geometries. This one right here. So right now, by default, when you guys do a fresh install or anytime fresh installing SolidCAM, these will be turned on. The up to entity the tangent propagation and the constant Z will be automatically turned on for your milling. What that means is, so we'll accept that, and we'll just do a profile operation here. And let's say all I want to do is just machine off, do a profile cut along here. Well, so I go click that profile and the chain wraps all the way around for me because these are turned on by default right here. Okay. So usually what you would have to do is uncheck these, delete this chain. And now when I go to grab that chain, I can accept that right from there, and it's not going to auto wrap it for me. So to change that up, that's right where I was just showing you. And where was it here? Right here. So if you guys don't like that option, come in here and uncheck that. So that, and another one that I constantly will turn off is the show chain on working plane as well. And what that does, I think Mark talked about this last week, where it projects that chain up to one plane for you. And it does get a little bit tough to see if you're doing like a straight down or a normal tube view to see what's open and what's not, because you have a purple show chain on working plane appearing right above your regular chain. So that's another one that I like to turn off. But like I said, it's completely up to you guys on how you want to go about that. So now that I turned off my milling features here for my constant Z, if I click OK, now when I come in here to add a profile, grab my geometry, and now I don't have to worry about turning off those. But if I wanted to go all the way around, I can still come in here and do a constant Z and it'll wrap that chain around as well. Okay, any questions? Now you're asking me, what other cool stuff can I show you? Or anybody got any suggestions of what they would like to see? Come on, Brad, you got to have something. Okay, one other thing that I will say is when you're doing your SolidCAM stuff, this comes real handy when it comes to the setup sheets more than anything. But if you guys are looking to take notes on something, all of us well, I shouldn't say all of us, but majority of us at SolidCAM use what's called Jing. And Jing is a screen grab software that's free. And it's this little sun that's sitting up here. And what this little sun will do is I can come in here and capture a video. I can capture a screenshot. And the nice thing about this is it works great for when you're down on the shop floor when you're programming. So let's say I had something in this area that I need specified. What I can do now is capture that, use my little arrow, and then I can come in and say here, and I can put notes in there. So now you can use this to mark up prints. It's got nice little arrows. If you're looking to contain something, we can put a box around it. Now this is, if you guys open up your internet, and I use Google, but J-I-N, Jing. It is by TechSmith. And for those of you guys who would like this, let me put it in the chat for everyone. So there it is in the chat for everyone. Like I said, it's free download. You can capture videos on here. You can mark up prints. All this stuff you can do in there. And the nice thing they also have is, all right, so now that I got, you know, I'm telling Brad, come on, use this XYZ right here, not over in the top corner. So I can just do a quick copy. And now when I do a setup sheet, produce this real quick. Oops, popping up on a different monitor here. No, it wants me to confirm my account now. Of course, it's on a different monitor, so I can't get to it. All right, there we go. So now, if I come in here, I can zoom in, and you know, for your setup operations right here, I can just click and hit Control V, and it will automatically pop it in there for me. So it's a nice feature where you can just copy over from one and go to the other. Or like I said, if you come in here and Brad is just not getting it, you need to make a little video, you can set up a video and do the video that way. And all you do is you send Brad that link. And what it will do is it will actually create a link for you. So we can just do, you know, a quick test. Maybe you need to rotate your part around, tell Brad to look at this right here. And when we finish it, we can do share via screencast. And like I said, this is all free for you. And then all you have to do is put in the setup sheet that hyperlink when you send that over. So another great feature to help you guys out with SolidCAM. All right, I do see some questions in here. Can you talk about upcoming options? There are a lot of upcoming stuff that is constantly being added in there. There's some really cool stuff for 2021 with tool libraries that we've kind of talked about very lightly, where it's going to be a completely new tool library. There's some 3D machine enhancements that are coming as well, but we don't have a for sure yet of what's coming. So, all right. Can you review variable levels with profile? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's actually a one I love using. So the variable levels inside either profile or pocket. So we'll just take this one right here. And what we're doing is this will pull up the different levels. So right now, it is looking at all the different levels inside, or it's looking at one single level of that chain. So for that particular pocket right there, it's just one level. Now the variable levels is if we had multiple pockets. So let's add a couple more chains in here. We'll go ahead and chain this, and we'll chain this. Let's see if we can really confuse SolidCAM. Let it think here. Okay. So now I have multiple different levels that are going on. So with the variable level, sorry, let's go back. The single level is just for one single Z level. So that pick a pocket, and it will just do the pocket at that specific Z level. Now with the variable, and this, like I said, this is inside of pocket and profile. We can open this up. It's only seen the one chain because we can only do the one. But what you guys can do in here is we can have multiple pockets in there at multiple different levels now. And sorry, let me just create a new part so it gives you a better example of what we're doing here. We may go a little bit over, but I think you guys will like this. All right, new part, front sketch, and we'll just create a features, extrude, 1 inch. Okay. Now let's do a normal 2 here, and we'll do this pocket, features cut at 0.25. We'll do another pocket here, features cut 0.5. Features 0.75. And we'll one last pocket here. $375. Okay. All right, so we have pockets at variable, all different levels now. So now I'll go ahead and save this real quick. And I'll just show this. Customers. Brad, I'm gonna throw this under your file. Okay. So now, do tools, SolidCAM new milling. Okay. So now let's do our pocket. New geometry. I'll grab that pocket, this pocket, this pocket, and this pocket. Let's grab random tool. So now, under the levels, now we know that these pockets are all different depths. So go to variable levels now. So my chain 1, my pocket depth, all I have to do is get my cursor in there and I can click on it and it will auto-populate everything that's going on. So, and as I click on there, it will highlight it in yellow for me as well. So if I click on chain 3, if I have a lot of pockets in here and I'm not sure which one goes to which, you can just click on it. All right, that's telling me there. And this one is right there. So now I'm able to do multiple pocket depths all within one operation, where I think in 2019 is when they came out with this. Back in 2018, you would have had done this in 4 separate operations. And with the variable level, if I go back in there, I can set up my upper levels as well. So, you know, you can have the upper level set at completely different than the lower level. So that's thanks for pointing that out, Jake. This is another one that I love seeing being used, and great feature that's in there. So does that kind of help you out, Jake? Okay, I'll have to wait till Jake right back here. What about notes to self? I've used formatting tool. Remember to go back. Okay, so doing notes. Brian, are you looking to do notes just inside of the operation itself, or notes like on the part right here? Just inside SolidCAM. Okay, this is something that definitely has been asked by a lot, and we're just waiting for them to pop in. But what we're looking to add in here is a note section. So what you guys can do is come in here and put in notes. Currently, there's a couple ways around it, and like I said, they're trying to get that implemented in there into the feature tree for you. But one way to go around that right now is I'll show you two different ways. Let me just fire up notes here, notepad, and let's say, you know, use 5 first, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what you can do is save that, and we'll just say pocket notes, and delete. I'll just throw that on the desktop, save that. So now, if I want those notes inside the inside of SolidCAM, what you can do is come in here and do a file insert. And I think I need to have one operation in there. Let me just see here. Yep. Let me just add that same pocket one. So now, if I wanted those notes in there, I can come in here and do a insert file for the desktop and pocket. And what that will do is it will insert my notes right here. Now, what will happen is if I go to G-code this out, this is going to be included as part of the G-code. So what I can do is put those notes in parentheses, so it doesn't come through the G-code or as trying to read the G-code, but you can put notes in here. Now, what I've also seen done for the note side of thing is if you guys want to put just some notes in, you know, I'll show you here. So let's go front view. And we can just say, and you guys can type however many notes that are in there, and you can view it that way. So as I'm programming my part, I have my note section, you know, kind of up and out of the way. So like I said, it's a workaround right now, because I know exactly what you're looking for, because you're not the only one that's been asking for it, is adding notes up here. But for right now, you can currently put notes right here inside the operation, as well as put it off into the screen also. So does that kind of help out, Brian? Let's see. Let's get back here to our please email a very good part. Stellan, I think you have a typo there. I'm not sure what the CECH. Oh, check. Please check email is a very good part. Okay, so we'll definitely take a look at that part tomorrow. And let me just make sure I got it. Yep. So got your email, so we can definitely cover that tomorrow. Thanks for reviewing that. Just inside SolidCAM, there'll be more notes on that tree. It'd be best to attach notes each operation. Okay. So Brian, sorry guys, got a lot of questions coming through. So Brian was looking, instead of just having a note field here, he would like to attach a note field per operation, and that's a great point. I'll definitely once we get actually done here, I'll bring that up to development. Okay. Nope. I think that answers everybody's questions. that I can see. I know we went a little bit over today, but I got no problem with that at all. And since I'm just by myself, it's hard to read and do this at the same time. But I think if I forgot anybody's, definitely send those over to me in email, and we can get those addressed tomorrow. I do see a great part file here for looks like doing templates as well. So we'll cover that tomorrow for you guys with the process templates, and he's got a great part set up for that. So any questions? Or did I forget anybody's question? And Brian, I'll keep you in the loop what I hear back from development on adding those notes in there. So, all right. Okay, so I think I got everybody's questions. Oh, Brad, you missed how I did the first note? Okay, so the notes over here. So how you do the notes over there, I'll just do a little repeat here, is I just use a notepad, and I can say, no, I'm kidding, Brad. So just open it up in Notepad, save it to wherever. You can save it to the internal cam part. You can save it to wherever you want. Then once you save that, you can come over here, right click, and do file or insert file. And what this will do is it will insert a text document in there. So anything with Notepad or any G code or anything like that, you can insert it there. So now if I come in here, I got my pocket notes, I can open it up and it's showing me, you know, use G54, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you add that in there. So, all right, we'll wrap up with that. I do want to share one last thing. So Mark always tells you guys about the refer a friend, and we got that doubled for you guys. Now, I know he kind of skips over the, you know, what percentage that you guys get. So I got this from Steve. And so what happens is if you, you know, Brad tells his buddy that, you know, take a look at SolidCAM and he buys, you guys get 20% of that sale. So whatever that sale comes to, if it's, you know, $10,000, you will get $2,000 of that sale. So that's just kind of the refer a friend. And if any of you guys would want this PDF document, I can send it to you in an email, and that way you have it. So if you guys just want to email me, and then I can email you this document, just tell me that you're looking for this. But like I said, you know, we don't put a whole lot of money into advertising and stuff like that. We kind of do it just by word of mouth. So they started this tell a friend, and like I said, you get 20% of that sale. So I will leave it off with that being said, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And thankfully, Mark will be done celebrating his birthday. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye now.